It looks super Christmassy in here, probably because I have a Christmas tree in the background. Getting some equipment together because I'm going north to film. All day I've been watching this Defunctland's newest video, Disney's Living Characters, A Broken Promise. And I like to watch stuff while I work throughout the day, just background noise that I sort of, listen while I'm, half watch and listen to while I'm doing graphics work or letting something render. And Sam came in and she was all upset that I was watching it without her, and I'm like, we can watch it. It's 4 hours long, but it's super interesting. It's all about the history of Disney's animatronic sort of like puppeteer technology, artificial intelligence pathway, I guess, kind of like from the Abraham Lincoln early animatronic robot from Disneyland all the way up to, now in the future, which obviously the ultimate goal is to have like Abraham Lincoln walking around the park and being able to autonomously have a conversation with you. And it's just sort of the journey of that through the various iterations and wins and losses. And it's deeply interesting for someone like myself who is really interested in Disney as a company. Disney, Apple, there's just certain companies that I'm just really interested in how they operate. Mostly because Disney, I mean, obviously it's an entertainment company, but it's the way that they protect their intellectual property that I find super interesting, and the dynasty of it. They're very, very brand sensitive, more so than I feel like any other company, with maybe the exception of Apple. Apple is also extremely brand sensitive. So whenever they make a decision or do anything, that there was so much money and time and opinion and discussion put behind every possible outcome of that decision. And so to me, it gives it this weight. And that's, I think, part of what this particular documentary, if you can call it that, which I think you absolutely should, but it's a YouTube video, Defunctland. I think a lot of people watching this may be aware of his stuff, but it goes through all of it in great detail, and it's just extremely interesting to watch. So I highly recommend checking it out, if that is at all something you'd be interested in, because like I said, it is over 4 hours long. So it's a doozy, but it's worth it, I think, so far. I got about an hour and a half left in it, and I'm going to be left thirsty for more, almost guaranteed. But so charging drone batteries to get all of these together. I have 3 camera batteries for this camera that need to be charged. I've been doing some deep research. Here's a little sneak peek, although I don't think it's really a sneak peek. I'm going up to do J.E. Henry and his story up in Lincoln. But the whole family's coming with me, and we're going to make a day out of it, and it should be fun. I've got a meeting with the head of their historical society up there, who also happens to be the assistant president, if that's the right title, for their local library. So while the Historical Society is closed this time of year, I reached out and they responded and were like, yeah, well, I'm at the library from this to this, and come by. And I was like, perfect. So I have a list of questions drafted to ask them to maybe clarify some things. Otherwise, I have all my notes. I have all my locations pinned. I don't have a script written, just because some of what I'm going up there for is some fact finding. So I have a list of things that I'm going to film and gather. But then I also have some questions that I want to answer both through this person and then also just by going and looking. There's places where I don't know if there's anything left over, and if there is or isn't, but that could shape the way I change the script. So it's not something I'm going to go up there and speak to the camera about. I'm just gathering footage, and then I'll come back and kind of assess what I have. I also have a contact who is going to provide me with a few picture assets, which may or may not come through. So I'm also giving a few extra days for those to hopefully come through. So this is a video that I'm hoping will be done this weekend, if not sooner. But I'm not going to sit on it for too long, because at a certain point it doesn't matter all that much. But I'll be curious to see the reception, because there's a lot of relevancy just to greater New Hampshire history, but also this is a video that I can kind of spread and post up in the Facebook pages of more northern towns. Like when I did the one on Livermore Falls, I put that to the Upper Pemigewasset Facebook page. And while some people were saying this is not northern New Hampshire, this is central New Hampshire, everybody, it seemed to get a good reception anyways. So I'm hoping to bottle that lightning again with this topic, which is related. I mean, that that Livermore Falls video is what brought me down the rabbit hole of J.E. Henry, and I had no idea how grand and fascinating of a topic it would be. So this is one that I'm really excited to cover, because it captures a lot of my personal interests: super wealth, industry, turn of the century, and trains, and mountains and hiking, and it kind of blends all of those together. I think it's a really it's a very iconic character to New Hampshire, and I feel like people don't even know it. So I've said enough. You can watch the video. I'm gonna go back to packing. I'm gonna go back to packing, and then I'm gonna go back to watching the world's longest Disney documentary.